Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 new releases of 2023 Designer Edition. This was really hard. Initially, I wanted to do a top 10, but because of time and editing and all that kind of stuff, I decided to give you 5. This is where it was hard to really narrow it down to 5. So I took like 2 fragrances out, took 2 back in, and all that kind of stuff. But this is not going to be in any numerical order, except for maybe like the last 2. First one is going to be one that originally didn't make the cut. Then when I smelled it, I'm like, okay, take this one out, put this one in. Givenchy Gentleman Society. This is either a hate or love scent. When I smelled it and I did my review, I'm like, okay, it's not bad. But as I started to wear it, I'm like, okay, it's actually not so bad. But as I started to wear it even more, and even after I reviewed it, I'm like, this is really nice. Now, this does have like cardamom and sage. It's got some floral, so that floral is going to be narcissus. There's a lot of vetiver, there's vanilla, but there's also like cedar or something like that. So this fragrance is pretty much like a very woody, earthy vetiver with some vanilla, a lot of florals. I would say that the florals is probably like the top note, with a little bit of cardamom. This is a gentleman's fragrance, very much like the name implies, Gentleman's Society. This is for something like this, or with like a suit and tie, even a tuxedo. There's a class and elegance to it. It's a perfect signature scent for someone who is very much into fashion, mannerisms, that's prim and proper, all that kind of stuff. And this is perfect for the autumn and wintertime. And performance was like 9-10 hours, so you really can't complain. Before I get into fragrance number 4, any reviews that I've done on the new releases, they will all be down in the description box below, okay? Every single one, including the ones that didn't make this list. But number 4, we're gonna have to go with Rolf's Club. I do have some bottles in this video, don't worry guys. But Rolf's Club Elixir, I should say. This, when I first smelled it, I'm like, I really was not feeling it. I actually preferred the Givenchy over this one at first impression, but as I started to wear it, I'm like, okay, it's not bad. But as I started to wear it even more, I'm like, damn, this is really good. I would say that this is actually better than the Givenchy. This fragrance does come across as kind of like, you know, okay, Club Elixir. It's a club fragrance. It's not like nightclub. It's for like a specific club, like not a gentleman's club as in a strip club, but like a high society type of club, people with money and affluence. Yet this fragrance is not like, if you have like money and affluence, chances are you're going to reach for something that's going to be way more expensive, like a Clive Christensen or a Killian, right? But it just has a polished feel to it where it's for like a suit and tie type of guy, like an alpha male who knows how to, and I hate that term alpha male, but like a manly type of guy who has that gently quality to him, because there is a powdery touch from the orris fruit. There is lavender, there is geranium, so it smells a little old school, and there's gonna be a little bit of cardamom in that opening. But the base itself has like leather, patchouli, and it does have like a resinous, ambery oleibdanum. Overall, really nice. Definitely has that mature vibe, so I'm thinking 30 and up, maybe even a little bit older. But very much like the Givenchy, it's a very versatile fragrance for the autumn and wintertime, and I do think that you can wear this during the springtime. Not when it's like May and it starts to really warm up, but like early April, like late March, you can definitely wear this. And longevity, good as well, 8 to 9 hours. So we're down to the last 3, and this will be in numerical order. But number 3, not a bottle. I'd love to get a bottle, but the price tag for this is insane. Gucci Guilty Elixir. For a men's fragrance, I find that this is actually quite unisex because there's a lot of white florals, like a lot of orange blossom. There's also a little bit of osmanthus, but also a lot of orris. So it's quite white floral-like with that powdery orris. So it's quite unisex in my opinion. So this is just like the Givenchy. It's a hate or love scent. There is a little bit of nutmeg that does spice it up in the beginning, but there's also a lot of vanilla. The vanilla in this is actually quite nice. I really like this fragrance. But out of the 3 so far, this is actually quite polarizing. Like the last 3 are quite heavy, and I'm generally like a very safe and mass appealing fragrance. Like generally I'm like my tastes are a little boring. But the last three definitely are different. Like, they're not generally my taste, so something clearly happened this past year. But there is definitely vanilla, ambery benzoin, and that patchouli. The patchouli and the benzoin is what makes this more of a masculine type of fragrance. But when you have like the orris, the orange blossom, and you got that vanilla, it really makes this a unisex scent. And for me, it makes it like right down the middle. Maybe like 52 to 55% women, in my opinion. Not everybody is going to like this one. Absolutely not. This is a gentleman's fragrance, and I don't want to say it's as versatile as like the other two, because it's really not. This does have some class and elegance though. But you kind of have to have a little bit of bougie taste, because the price tag is over 200 bucks. Are you kidding me? It's not worth 200 bucks. You know, it's just Gucci. It's a lavish brand, but the fragrances are not worth the asking price. Number 2, this is as well a hate or love scent. And I stated in my review that this is one of the best new releases of this year. And I stand by it. A lot of people though really did criticize me in some of the comments. Oh my God, guys, relax. It's just fragrances, it's just perfume. This is a hobby. Have fun with it. You know, if I like something and you hate it, that's okay. You know, and if I hate something that you love, that's okay. Just be kind to one another. That's what's lacking in today's society. And some of you people out there take this stuff way too seriously. Like, don't take it to heart, because it's not. This shit ain't gonna change the world. Just saying. But number 2, YSL Myself. Yves Saint Laurent Myself. This is actually quite strong in the opening, so less is more because of that orange blossom. There's a lot of white florals in this one here, but there's also a lot of bergamot. There's like 2 different types of bergamot, like Calabrian bergamot, and the other one I'm not sure. There's also a little bit of ambroxan, but also some patchouli. The patchouli is what definitely mans this one up, but it's like very airy and like very aromatic because of that ambroxan, but quite heavy in the white florals. It's mostly citrus, then it's the white florals, then it's going to be that earthy woody patchouli. It's a very much a gentleman's fragrance. It's quite versatile. Not as versatile as like the Rolf's Club, like the Ralph Lauren and the Givenchy, in my opinion. This does have class and sophistication, but for me, has like a little bit of a suit and tie type of feel. I think that this would be a great night out fragrance. Not club, but date, lounge, something special. Like a special date, this will go really good. Especially if you're wearing like a suit and tie. Longevity is going to be like 8 to 9 hours. Almost forgot to state that this is more of an autumn and spring scent, but I do think that you can wear it in the wintertime, depending on where you're from. So if you're like living in the southern United States, where it doesn't get too cold, like not like how it is like in like upstate New York, Minnesota, or like where I'm from, Canada. But if you live in like the southern US, where like you do have like milder winters, you can absolutely rock this. And last but not least, surprisingly, the very best new release of 2023. And this was a shocker when I smelled it. And if I buy it retail, it means it's worth every penny. From a brand that I have a love-hate relationship with, but Hugo Boss Bottled Elixir. This is not for everybody at all. Very much like, I'd say, the Gucci, the Givenchy, and as well, the YSL. The Club Elixir from Ralph Lauren is a lot more mass appealing. I would say it's probably the most mass appealing one in this list. But this stuff here is just so different from what the brand has produced. Generally, a lot of their fragrances, even their winter ones, are very safe. They're mass appealing, which a lot of them I enjoy. But like they're more like outside the box type of stuff that's a little bit more daring and challenging, like oud aromatic. Kind of reminds me of this one here, but this is just better. But like the oud saffron as well. Very heavy in oud and saffron, rose, it's ambery. This is ambery, but it's not rosy. This is a badass scent. Like it's bad boy, but at the same time, it's quite gentlemanly. Like super versatile. You could wear this with a leather jacket and a black tee all the way to a tuxedo. But there's a lot of frankincense to this one here. There's a lot of cardamom. There's gonna be some olibanum or some sort of amber. You know, there's gonna be that patchouli and some woods. Jesus, this stuff is good. Like from Hugo Boss. You would not expect something like this. And this can be quite heavy in the opening and just even like the first like 3-4 hours, because this is like an eau de parfum and it lasts a long time. Very much like the Gucci, the other ones. Like I did a top 5 headache inducing fragrance video. This made the cut just because that performance is insane. Chad's Secrets, shout out to him. Like I made a friend this past year that made so many cameos on this channel, and I've like another guy that I could film videos with, including with Rush. This is like 12 hours on him, but for me it's like 10 to 12. Beast mode, the sillage on this is incredible. The projection, insane. So less is more. This is for someone who's older, 30, maybe even 40 and up, and you have to have particular tastes. Like I stated with this one here, and this one here, that you have to have particular tastes. If you're very much into white florals, you might not like this one. Just get your nose on it, form your own opinion, because what I love, you may hate, and what you may love, I may hate myself. So. But surprisingly, the very best new release is going to be Hugo Boss Bottled Elixir. And guys, that is top 5 new releases of 2023 Designer Edition. Again, as I stated earlier, any reviews that I've done on any new release, even the ones that did not make this cut, and it was close. I wasn't sure if I was going to put JPG Le Mans Elixir. Good scent, but just there's something in it that for me is, I don't want to say is lacking, but I think just this past year I did a lot of self-growth. I lost a lot of weight. I made some connections, some connections that I've kind of like lost touch with, and I've owned up to some of my mistakes. I grew as an individual, and a lot of these fragrances here are for the more mature gentlemen, and they're just not for everybody. I thank you for the support that you have given me this past year. I really do appreciate it. I've learned a lot about myself and just the type of people that I choose to hang out with. Here's a little bit of advice, as this is going to be one of the last videos of this year. Give energy to those that are only going to reciprocate that energy. If people, even if they are good people, if they don't call you back, they don't text you or anything, move on, let them go. They were in your life for a reason, but just, it's time to say goodbye, all right? And I'm going to say goodbye right now, but not goodbye as in that I'm retiring. I'm just going to see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.